Like and subscribe on your way in the door, my people. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the difference between greatness and goatness. The difference between greatness and goatness. So this video was kind of sparked by another very popular YouTuber who I'm sure you all have watched many of his videos, Jimmy High Roller. Makes fantastic videos. I love his videos. But this video was kind of sparked by his video called The Harsh Truth About the GOAT Debate. And in this video, it's pretty much making a case that LeBron's way to being the GOAT is through his longevity. But now he says a few things in this video that I highly disagree with. One of them is he kind of implied that he made this comparison between the flames. The flames that burns twice as bright lasts half as long, something to that effect. You know, and the premise being that you can either be a flame that lasts a long time, that's not that bright, or you can be a violently bright flame that burns fiercely and then burns out a lot quicker. And he kind of insinuated that LeBron's flame was 98% of Jordan's flame, but LeBron's lasted a lot longer. And we're going to tackle some of the points he made in this video. So he likes to use advanced stats. And he had 6 advanced stats that he thought was very telling of a player's greatness. PER, win shares per 48, offensive box plus minus, defensive box plus minus, value over replacement player, and true shooting percentage. And one of the things he said about this, so I actually have this screenshotted so I can call off these numbers. So bear with me here. So PER, Jordan is 27.9, LeBron is 27.4. Win shares per 48, Jordan is 0.25, LeBron is 0.23. Offensive box plus minus, Jordan is 7.2, LeBron is 7.1. Defensive box plus minus, Jordan is 2, LeBron is 1.8. Value over replacement player, Michael Jordan, 7.74, LeBron, 7.49. And in true shooting percentage, LeBron is ahead of Jordan. Jordan is 56.8. LeBron is 58.8. And so he shows these stats, and he talks about how it's so close. Jordan leads 5 out of the 6 stats. But he talks about how close LeBron is in these 6 stats. And this, my people, is what I want to talk about. The difference between greatness and goatness is a whole lot of work for those extra 0.2%. A whole lot of work to be consistently 0.2% better, 0.5% better, 1% better. So he points out, LeBron is that close in all those advanced stats. But however, I say you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as he's close in all those stats, or you can look at it as Jordan still leads him in 5 out of the 6 categories. See, if Jordan led, if it was then maybe we could have a case for how close LeBron was in those other categories. If it was 3-3, or maybe even if it was 4-2, it would be more of a case. But the fact that Jordan leads in 5 out of 6 categories, to me, that shows that he was really just on a completely different level. You can look at it as, and then again, the reason why we don't talk about stats on this channel is because you guys have plenty of channels you can go to get stats. Most basketball conversation revolve around the stats. I like to talk about the so-called intangibles, the so-called things that you can't quantify, but I beg to differ that you can quantify them by the results. But anyway, so even if we're going back to, and let's say LeBron is very close, in 5 out of the 6, he's just a couple of .2, 0.5 here behind Jordan in 5 out of the 6 stats. My thing is, again, stats only tell half the story. Stats only tell you that this player accomplished this during the game. It doesn't tell you how they accomplished it during the game. And that, my people, is a very big deal. How you accomplished it during the game. When did you score? Did you score all your points in the first 3 quarters? Or did 15 of your 30 come in the fourth quarter when it was needed? But anyway, yeah. And then, so the next thing, he talks about awards and accomplishments. Again, he has championships, finals MVPs, regular season MVPs, defensive player of the year, all NBA, and all defense. Let's go through it. Championships, we already know what that is. Jordan 6, LeBron 3. Oh, yeah, 4. Yeah, 4, my bad. The bubble ring. Yeah, that's right, 4. Okay. Finals MVPs, 6-4. Regular season MVPs, 5-4. Defensive player of the year, 1-0. All NBA, 11-17. LeBron takes that category. And all defense, 9-6. Michael Jordan, of course. And again, here we go. In these 6 categories, Michael Jordan leads in 5 out of the 6. So now, if you start adding all this stuff up, out of the criteria that Jimmy has put up, Jordan leads in 10 out of the 12. So at this point, it doesn't matter how close LeBron is in each of these categories. Because if you're looking at the big picture, Jordan leads in 10 out of the 12 categories. And I don't understand how people don't see that. It's like let's exaggerate it a little bit. Let's exaggerate it. Let's say there were 100 categories. And let's say in each category, LeBron was 0.1 behind Jordan. 100 categories, and Jordan leads in 90 out of 100 categories. But you could say, LeBron is only 0.1 behind in the other 90 categories. Yeah, but you're missing the point. He is behind, I don't care about how small the margin, in 90 of the other categories. So again, it's looking at the big picture. So yeah. My thing is the difference between greatness and goatness is a lot of times small percentages, because it's those extra intangible things that you are willing and or not willing to do for that greatness. Michael Jordan was a force. Michael Jordan, one could say, had a problem, had a competition problem. I mean, you could legitimately say that. If you follow Michael Jordan and know some of the stories, you know, if you watch The Last Dance, if you listen to stories from Kobe Bryant and other NBA players, one could deduct that Michael Jordan may have actually had a problem. But that problem is what drove him to greatness. That problem is what made him, even though he was a star of the team, he led the team as far as doing the dirty work. Michael Jordan would do it himself, diving for loose balls. I mean, look at some of these replays. I've watched the historic Jordan's Bulls mixtape an amount of times that I cannot count, because it never gets old. The ferocity at which this guy plays with, you know, is one play that, and if you've seen this mixtape, or you might have seen it in real life, I actually remember this play. But it's one play where he swats, I think it was Patrick Ewing, the ball. So he swats Patrick Ewing, the ball's going out of bounds. He runs and grabs the ball and flips it over his shoulder to, who's maybe Steve Kerr, but before the ball goes out of the bounds. I mean, the amount of hustle that this guy put out was incomparable. And LeBron James does not have that. So when you're looking at these categories and you say, oh, well, he's just few percentage points behind in all of these categories, well, look at the big picture. He's 10, Jordan beats him in 10 out of these 12 categories. That's what I see. And like I said, the difference between, you know, I feel like anything that you do in life, you know, it's easy to get pretty decent at something, no matter what it is. Well, whatever you decide to do in life, it's relatively easy to get decent at it, right? And then if you want to be really good at it, the work gets harder. If you want to be great at it, then you're talking about putting in some serious time. You know, almost like a full-time job in practicing whatever that thing is that you want to be great at. And then to reach the Michael Jordan level, that really requires, I would say, almost an obsession. It requires another level of focus and passion and obsession with what you're doing. So anyway, that's gonna wrap up this video. Like I said, I just saw the video from Jimmy High Roller, and this is something I always wanted to comment on, you know, about, you know, this whole notion that LeBron has been 98% as good as Jordan. Yeah, that's false. I know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments, especially if you guys have seen that video. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, what do you think about that? The LeBron supposedly being 98% as good as Jordan, but playing a lot longer. I give LeBron probably about 50 to 60% as good as Jordan, maybe. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. You guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. All right.